Janice, are you there?
At your service, sir.
Enter the manosphere.
Of course. How can I assist you today?
Give me some of that dating foolishness.
Will do, sir.
I feel so lonely and I want a boyfriend or a partner or a husband or whatever so badly. And I just want to start this off by saying that this is not a video of me looking for propositions from men to be my boyfriend or something like that. I'm not looking for an online relationship. I want someone in my life physically. Out of all the love languages, my top love language is physical touch and quality time. So online relationships aren't going to work for me.
Welcome to Manosphere Highlights Daily. It's request time! We're diving into viewer requests this week, and this is request number 3, courtesy of Mr. Spriggs. We're blocking your name and picture, by the way. Too recognizable. Let's read this message. I found another banger for you. Mr. Spriggs, thank you very much for your support, and thank you for the request. Salute! Now, to be honest, we've been getting a lot of requests for this video. We've actually been avoiding it because, well, it's obvious. She's dealing with some serious mental health issues, and that's honestly the first takeaway from this video. But let's take a look, shall we?
When I broke up with my boyfriend, that 1 year mark was just something I read about how long it takes to move on or something like that. That was not what I was thinking. What I told myself is I wasn't allowed to be in another relationship until I healed myself, because I had a lot of issues. I had all the same depression during that time and previously, and it was in that relationship that I had learned that no man was going to save me from my depression and my issues, because I was in this relatively good relationship with a really nice man. His name is Austin. He was amazing. Everybody in my family, he still talks to him occasionally. He's a great man, but we weren't compatible. He was extremely extroverted. I was extremely introverted. We didn't mesh in that way. We weren't right for each other, but he was a great person. And I didn't really realize that a lot of our problem was that I was introverted and he was extroverted, and we have different desires in life. But that's aside from the point. The point was that I was with this man who loved me so much and made me so happy and was so wonderful, but I was still just as depressed as I'd always been. And that moment, I've talked about in other videos, was when I realized no man was going to be the answer for my internal pain, my internal suffering, my internal emptiness. So when that relationship ended, I made a promise to myself to not go into another relationship until I had overcome the issues I knew I needed to overcome.
This woman doesn't need a boyfriend. She needs help.
I'm Michael Jordan. Stop it. Get some help.
Depression's a serious thing. And even though her ex-boyfriend, Austin, sounds like a solid guy, let's face it, depression can make even the most supportive relationship feel strained. For her, a relationship isn't going to be the answer here. Guys, take notes. Sometimes it's time to run! Get to the chopper! Let's dive into what havoc this situation is about to cause.
Year after year after year would go by. At this point now, it's been over 4 years where I am now, and I had not healed or overcome these things I wanted to heal or overcome. And I was still constantly, up until last year, last time I had a dating app I've always had dating app. Always, it was just constantly finding a new guy, because I needed them to fill my emptiness inside of me, because I had very severe limerence, and I put all my happiness into the hands of someone else. I think now I did that. There's many psychological reasons why I did it, but I think one of them was that I was so unhappy that I couldn't control my own unhappiness, and I thought that because a man gave me a little bit of happiness, as humans are, relationships do bring us joy and happiness. And especially when you can't have them, you think that they're the source of your happiness and they're on a pedestal. And I realized that I think it was easier for me to obsess and love and yearn after a man, because then I could tell myself that the reason why I wasn't happy is because I didn't have him. It's like this, each man, whatever man it was at the time, it could just change. Like I'd usually like be obsessed with men for like a year or so and then eventually move on to the next one when that didn't work out. I would think that if I had him, I would be happy. And I think I used it as an excuse to put my own happiness in the hands of someone else, because when I put my own happiness in my own hands, I wasn't able to be happy. And so I didn't know what to do. So at least if I put my happiness in someone else's hands, I don't know, it's kind of a whole other video, whole other topic. But
So, she's been riding the hot dog carousel for 4 years as her coping mechanism, because to her, happiness is just about a feeling.
Can you make me feel good? Can you make me feel good?
This is exactly why 1 in 4 women in modern society are on antidepressants. They're constantly chasing this feeling of happiness instead of learning to be content with life as it is. It's like trying to cure loneliness with sex and romance. It's just a short-term high. Guys, stop trying to make women happy all the time. It's a never-ending game, especially these days. Check this out.
Despite the fact that I started this video out very specifically talking about how I'm not looking for just a random guy, there's still going to be comments that are going to say something like, oh, just go out and you can just find a boyfriend. And somehow people make comments that are completely missing the point. I don't just want a boyfriend. I'm obviously a intellectual, deep thinker, and there's a certain type of person that I want in my life. I don't want just anyone. Of course, I'm a woman. I can go out and probably find a boyfriend within 24 hours. It doesn't mean that there's somebody that I want to be with. I don't just want just a man. I want someone who is right for me. And that's hard to find, especially when you're someone who, you know how they say the phrase like it's lonely at the top? I'm obviously not at the top, but what they're saying in that is that, I said it something like this in another video, is that rarity is lonely. So to have some sort of rarity is a very lonely situation to be, because there's very few people who are like you. So if you're at the top and successful and everything, there's very few people who are like you. So it's lonely. And
this is what I'm talking about. She's the definition of overstimulated. Remember the video we did about the average woman going on 50 dates in a year?
I got this book and it has 50 first dates in it. And I'm gonna complete the book with 50 strangers.
This is date number 1. Date number 27.
Tonight is date number 37. I honestly could not be more excited.
Oh, please welcome Liberty to our show. This is so funny.
Stop clapping, you fools. What do you think that does to someone's psyche? It's no wonder why they're getting chat struck. They have an abundance of options and they're playing with options, and sooner or later, they're hooked on the top 10% of men. It's like they're waiting for the fairy tale happy ending that's never coming. And when regular doses don't work anymore, they look for the next level. Pay close attention to her body language.
the reason why that I'm not going to say on camera, but I'll just say that I have a very diverse like age range of men that I find attractive. It goes in both directions. I love men. Like I'm a man lover. It's kind of an issue because of lust, and I want to make a whole video talking about lust, but I like men on all variations of them. So I'm saying this because this guy is younger than me, and I can't believe I just said that on camera, but he's in his early 20s, and I am like, why are you being with someone in their early 20s? It doesn't even make sense. They're not even who they are. Yes, he's amazing. Yes, he's a really sweet, kind, gentle soul and very loving and has qualities and traits that you like, but he's also in his early 20s, and who he is now is not going to be who he is later, and perhaps you need to just let that go and accept that it's just not meant to be. And especially someone like myself who is so aware and analytical, as I said earlier, I need that. I feel like I need someone who has that life experience, kind of. Lucky for me, I like men on all age spectrums, so there's lots for me to choose from. But did you catch that smile when she brought up a forbidden topic?
It's like she's getting excited by something she knows she shouldn't say on camera. And who says this dude is in his early 20s, by the way? Just look at the news. There are cases all over of female teachers having relationships with their students. This isn't just overstimulation. This is borderline personality disorder territory. And borderline personality disorder is super common in the adult entertainment industry. That need for attention, for the extreme experience, is the only thing that makes them feel alive. Because this young guy doesn't check all the boxes, guess what? He's suddenly not the one.
There's this guy that I've been having this like on and off, not even a relationship thing, situationship, who knows what it is, just for the past almost a year now. And I ended it with him about a month ago because I just couldn't keep doing it to myself. It's like he wasn't showing up in the way that I needed someone to show up for me. But I really liked him, and I couldn't really let him go because I wanted him. I really did like him, but we didn't have what I wanted. Like, he was so busy with work, I barely ever saw him. Even though we talked every day, I was, like I said, I need the physical part of a relationship, and he wasn't able to provide that for me. And he even said to me the same thing. He's like, I don't feel like I can give you like what you need. He's so preoccupied with work and working really, really long shifts and long like days in a row and having no time off and everything. And so it's just been this ongoing thing with this guy that isn't providing for me in the way that I need to be provided for. And he even said it, and he's like, I don't want to hurt you, but we both still like each other, so what are you supposed to do? And we just kept going on and on about it, and no one's going to end it because you still like the person, but the situation just isn't working out in the way you want it to work out. And I really wish it did, but I did end it because, not because I wanted to, it was really, really hard, but how much longer? It's been like over 6 months, and how much longer can you go on hoping a guy is going to change or a person's going to change? At a certain point, you have to stop waiting for them to change and just accept that the reality of the situation is the reality of the situation. I just kept thinking, oh, he'll get a different job or whatever scenario, and it didn't happen. But it doesn't matter. And so I've ended things with this guy over a month ago, and he still reaches out, but he's just trying to, like, probably just wants to sleep with me. And
this is pure gold.
And I have to resist the urge to reach out to respond or to engage in this conversation with this man, because I do want him and I do want that physical connection, and not just sex, just all of it. But he still can't give it to me in the way that I want it because he's just so physically unavailable with his schedule. And I just feel sad about it all the time. And I was hoping that, like, you let something go and it'll come back to you. And I was kind of hoping that would happen with him as time goes on. But I'm also thinking maybe he was never right for me in the first place, But
Well, you think? Oh my goodness. Men like Chad and are having a field day with this type of woman. She's giving him everything he wants. He doesn't have to commit to... He doesn't have to deal with any of the emotional stuff. Why would he want more? Why would he want to be her boyfriend? It's exhausting just listening to her for a few minutes, let alone being with her. And she's out here talking about him needing to change? Woman, please. This is why so many women are flocking to social media to express frustrations, to rant, to be heard. They don't have anyone in real life who's willing to listen to their drama, especially not Chad and Tyrone. And this is the downside they don't think about when it comes to dating the men they want. It's never about forming deep connections. It's all about what feels good.
Because if you don't feel in love, then who cares if he's the good guy?
Spin, tornado, rampage. Like, it's So fun. Miss him. If you're seeing this, text me.
Can you make me feel good? Can you make me feel good?
Look, if you want a high status man with ambition, you need to be a supportive woman for him, not a drama factory. This woman, she's all about herself, talking about what he needs to change. But the reason she's even attracted to him is that he's all about his own purpose. He's not a simp jutsu master, ready to drink her bathwater at a snap of her fingers. He's happy with the situationship and probably has no problem moving on when it's done.
There really isn't, because God will only send me what is meant for me, and they say there's lots of men to choose from, but I don't really feel like there is. I don't really see them, that it's like everyone's taken, or they just don't they don't catch my eye, or whatever it is. But regardless, that I'm not going around to bars, I'm not on dating apps, I'm not doing any of that stuff. So I'm not trying to seek a man. I'm just tired of being lonely, but I don't want to seek out any man just for the sake of easing my loneliness. I want the right one, and I'm really tired of waiting for it. And I just desire to be loved, and I'm envious of people who have that love. And it's hard out there. And I know a lot of people relate, because everyone wants love. Everyone's chasing after love. But I know I have to love myself first, and I have to be patient with God. So that's what I'm going to do.
Guys, a quick tip here. If a woman has mental health issues, it's her responsibility to address them before even thinking about getting into a relationship. This is not your problem. Don't take it on yourself.
Run! Get to the chopper!
As always, Manosphere, we working. Protect yourself at all times. This video has officially been highlighted.